KD Knight is threatening a defamation suit against Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton and the Jamaican Labour Party for the playing of what Knight says was a manipulated record at Sunday's JLP mass rally, which falsely suggested he has no confidence that People National Party President Mark Golding can lead Jamaican. In a media release on Monday evening,
at their meeting on Sunday at 3:30, the Jamaica Labour Party, and in particular, Dr. Christopher Tufton, caused a recording to be played, purportedly, of me, KD Knight, speaking disparagingly of the leader of the People's National Party, Comrade Mark Golding. And I want to make it abundantly clear that it is a manipulated recording, that it is a lie, and that I have never, ever, neither publicly nor privately, ever made any comment that Mark Golding is unsuitable to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Knight said the audio was a malicious fabrication. He further stated that the recording is a desperate and reckless act of political sabotage by the JLP, and that such tactics are not only unethical but potentially criminal. He said he has instructed his attorneys to pursue immediate legal action against the Jamaican Labour Party, Tufton, and all parties involved in the creation and dissemination of the recording. I categorically state that I have never at any time, in any forum, or under any circumstances made statements suggesting Mark Golding unfit to be Prime Minister. The recording is clearly altered, and the words are a deliberate concoction designed to deceive the public and tarnish my reputation, Knight said.
My son is going to special ability to come to stream my channel. It's going to I'm sorry,
because when you go to NHT tell you, oh, this is the government entity, they should know better. That's all NHT will tell you. Alright?
Okay, good afternoon everybody, or good evening. This is Camille Wellham, yes, the peanut lady. Anyway. My concern is to the panel. We are speaking about persons with disabilities re-employment, and my greatest eyesore, you stop the gap at age 35 for both public sector, and I know that you are not in control of the private sector, but I know some of you may have ties and links to the private sector. Anyhow, I am over 35. I have been self-employed from I know myself being an adult. We as persons with disability over 35, if it even means that in the private sector, for an example, places who employ, I don't know if it's janitors you call them now, it's janitors I know them, but the fancy name I don't know it. Hotel workers, you know, those skilled persons, yes, please, because yes, we would love to be employed with somebody as well, over 35. We would love to have a nightly pay slip or a monthly pay slip. Yes, self-employed is very good, because yes, at least it's up again. But full time now, time come. I must share an example. 2020, during the height of COVID, I went to Jackden Enterprise to employ as a janitor, and I passed the reading test and everything because the print was large. Yes. And I got all my requisite documents excepting my food handler's permit and I did not open an NCB account. Until this day, I was not called or have not been called. Next thing, since recently, March of this year, I went to the electoral office of Jamaica South East St. Catherine constituency office to apply for a one-day police. I was made to understand that they start calling one-day police. Camille Peter Gay-Wellam have not received a call until this day. And if you are saying inclusion, please include visually impaired persons. We might can't do the bookwork because the print is fine, but the one-day police is not difficult. All we need, crowd control, training, and all these things. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Camille. Thank you for this statement. We'll take another 2 or 3 and then go right ahead, please.
Hi, good night everyone. So I am a parent of a special needs child, CP. He'll be 12 this month. And I am also a shadow. So I am in the field, I've been in the field. And I think we are being treated unjustly. Because no way we can get anything from the even though we are being paid every month and the deductions are being made. And I am not scared to talk about it because I have to stand on my 2 feet and make sure I can advocate for my son because I have to keep a roof over his head. Alright, so there are a lot of other things that have because when you go to NHT tell you, oh, this is the government entity, they should know better. That's all NHT will tell you. Alright, read the education system and the health system. Let me go to the health system first. Read the health system. My child wasn't given a diagnosis. He wasn't born with CP. He was born with jaundice, which resulted in CP. There was no form of compensation. But I do this every day because of the love for my child. That's right. So when you hit the nail on the head about the lawyer business and the unbiasedness, I can understand. And I am looking forward to it. Back to the education system. My son was placed at school for the deaf. Remember, my child has CP. All 4 limbs are affected. He was in that system for 7 years. I had to be very angry in order to get him out of that system, to put him in another school system that is treating him much better than what it was before. So at least I got some form of comfort from that. But what about the other parents that their children was just thrown in a place where it's not helping them? I think also I have an issue with the PATH program. There is no way it's sufficient for a child, a 12-year-old that is still in diapers, still using wipes, still drinking Ensure and supplements every day. You have to be traveling back and forth. Where are we going? Where are we going as a nation? If we don't care for the vulnerable and the elderly of this society, where are we going as a nation? I am here standing up for JLP McIntosh. I am not here for Trudy. So, and I'm sure many other parents are here feeling the burden and the burden. I am in a home where I wish to acquire and I cannot do it because NHT cannot give me anything because I am ineligible. And yet still I'm being told that there's something for people that is being paid under minimum
Wait there.
Go to NHD, there's nothing there. Go on the website, there's nothing there.
Truly, let me just say, I will, after I get your information, because I want to find out more about the NHG specific issue, and I will take it up with someone at NHG. So I'll speak to you after.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a parent of 2 special needs children. I have 3 issues. One, to get them on the path program is hell. With that special needs issue from she was 3 years old. Paper access was another problem. When I took out her access and she was started the dissemination process, they came to the school, took her needs. After 4 years, back and forth to that office, nothing. I have a son that is ADHD. He is also, I was trying to get them on the program. I had a stepfather that was blind, so I had 3 under one roof. I had to stop work just to take care of the 3 of them. Understand? I've been fighting even now to send them back to school. My son is going to special abilities in Council Spring. My child is going to
Holy Papa.
I'm working, but I'm trying to get this back. It's very difficult for me. I have been to park more than 7 times.
Thank you.
After 8 years of trying to get help, I'm out of my house because I'm not working. Just tell it. Right now I'm fighting to send my kids back to school. I do a little jerk chicken thing, I do a little drag, I do a little thing during December, February. I have not been working. I had a stroke because it's all and I'm still fighting to send it back to school. We cannot do this all the time.
A mother of a special needs child who is multiple diagnosed. Now I know there are a lot of different things in place for children with cerebral palsy or autism or so forth, but when a child is multiple diagnosed, it takes a different picture. My question though, and I have a room full but I'll ask one, mention was made of persons who are not able to work and for them to have access to NIS when they're 65. But how are they going to get to 65 if they're not able to work? Right. My son is presently 22. He will never be able to work. I will have to be his caregiver for the rest of his life, or mine, whichever comes first. I think there should be something in place for persons like those who will never be able to work. And it's not PATH, because PATH is non-existent, but something in place for when they get to the work age, 18, 20, that will somehow benefit them. I'm not asking for a handout, but I'm asking for these persons to be taken into consideration. Presently, I'm a teacher. I teach special needs. So special needs is my life 24/7. Yeah? It is a hard road.
Thank you, Sharon. And yes, we're coming to you with a microphone. Yes.
evening, everybody. My name is Charlotte Black, and I must say, half of the room, I invited them here for yes. And I am very much emotional when you touched NHT. I am self-employed. I am a registered farmer with Random. So I'm just seeing myself in the paper sometimes last week. So persons can do that. But I have applied, or had applied since 2017. It took me 4 years to know that I was not getting my house. Still did not get it. And when the lawyer saw that was happening, they said this must be a murder case. Because we never see nothing in 4 years. And to this date, I have not gotten the house. Last year, June, I called them again and I was crying and they said, oh, something, oh no, let me do your application of one of those units, only to be told that you're not qualified. And I, as a self-employed person, have to pay like $5,100 every month. So, you know, quarterly, that's what it is. And it's not easy because having to be on the road every day, doing some kind of stuff to be self-employed, is not easy. And also, I have colleagues that when you see them on the road, a lot of blind persons, I can tell you, counting on my fingers, 15 blind persons are out there now, begging literally to survive. And we cannot have it. Time come, I need my house, and I really want to be alive to get that house.
We have one more commentary. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. Maureen.
Go ahead. I'm going to take 2 more questions. One here and here.
Right here. Right here, the gentleman.
No, right there. Right there. Is you? Is that you?
And then one, yes.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
My name is Paulette Ellison, and this is my daughter Wendy Locke. She was born. She spoke for about the first 2 years of her life. She spoke the second year. And she took a little time to walk too. She only 1 year and 9 months she got up and walk. But the speech did not come. Stop speaking at two. Up to this day, she's 49 now. She don't speak. You have to know when she feeling pain. She was diagnosed 5 years ago with fibroids in her belly. She's been going to the gynae clinic in Jubilee Hospital. So every 3 months check up and so. They advised me that I should let she get an operation to take it out. I'm so scared, I don't want it. And it is no one there because people is waiting for 5-6 years and not getting an operation to take out the fibroid. And every time you go to clinic, you see the full up same. And when saying if we get to do it at medical or one of those places, it's a lot of money, over $1 million. So she have to stay on pain pills and those things. So I'm just speaking for her, and I have to find everything for her. She's registered the Council of Disability, but she's not getting anything. I have to find everything for me and her brother and sister. I have to find everything for her. Clothes, food, going to the doctor, taking ultrasounds, and doing all those things. We have to find everything financially for her.
Thank you.
Then one more question here.
Friends, go ahead.
Good night. Special request to all of the Member of Parliament. I work a lot of places in Jamaica. Like I used to drive me and Maria Kings. I used to work at KCC Building Department. And so much other places that used to show collect all those funds from me. And now, when I take a stop, I am trying to acquire some pension. And I cannot get nothing. Now I'm finding myself in this stage of life where I am. And I am saying, we need to look out for the hard-working ones who have done their share of work already and falling into this kind of situation of a disability. My eyes are gone. I cannot see right now. You know, people, I come here by myself today from 1 o'clock and I waited until the time because I don't have anybody to help me to get here. I don't have taxi fare. But I respect the PMP, I respect Mr. Golden coming to take it further. That gentleman's name is Mr. Crawford. I tell you, sir, when I hear you, I have to record you, but I can't see you. When I could see you, I only go and see you, because you want to about them. Because I tell you, we need it, the help. And we need, and when it comes to the part place, I go down there. And when I go down there, I know I can't get none of them say, when they call it social workers, who come check me? I know social workers.
Thank you. I'm going to ask the panelists if they would like to respond to any of the statements or questions. And in the meanwhile, I also want to recognize, okay, there's one other, that we do have some online viewers who have sent some questions and statements to the panel. I just want to recognize them. There is one about looking at comprehensive strategies and support systems to implement and ensure an inclusive learning environment. I was hoping that Comrade Damien would be here to take this one. And the other had to do with how we could empower individuals with disabilities by leveraging their strengths, providing accessible assets and support networks, some of which we have talked about, and adapting tasks to meet their needs. Thank you. Thank you. Just Comrade Giga wishes to just make a point here, please allow me.
Just to say, I think everybody here feels the pain that you have expressed, and you know we will have to see what we can do to assist you. You know, certainly when we form government, we'll have to look at why it is part is so slow to respond, and before then we'll have to see what we can do to get them to move more quickly.
I just want to say in support of the cover leader, because there are some systemic problems associated with path and the way our social protection system is designed to treat with issues for the most vulnerable. And that is something that we have to deal with. And I want to speak to you specifically at the end of this session, because there is something that we have to deal with. The NHT issue, I would want to find out if it is that the institution that you are working with is not transferring your deduction to NHT. Okay, all right. But I mean that seems to be a systemic problem as well, and we have to deal with it.
Thank you, Comrade Floyd. Comrade Julian or Comrade David, would you like to respond to the first question before we... It was more of a statement, really, but there are some issues in regard to employment practices.
There are clearly there are a whole set of issues that have arisen from the first three set of questions in terms of how state agencies respond to persons, both the disabled community and parents of persons who have disabilities. And when we heard PATH, there was resounding applause, which means that the PATH issues cuts across for everybody. And those are things that we have to address. The issue of the stopping at age 35 is something that we would have to examine to see whether we can extend beyond that to provide that support. So there were a number of issues raised which we have noted and which we will attempt to deal with. Some of them we're going to try and resolve now, and certainly when we get to office, we'll adopt a different policy in ensuring that those protections are there.
And just quickly to state that we are recommending that we have an interministerial committee that will look at the NHF, the PAD program, all the different social programs that must assist persons with disabilities, more so that we'll be able to take it to that interministerial committee and we will be able to address them as we go along.
Thank you, Comrade Daly. Microphone. Go ahead, Cheryl, please. And then
one second. I think Dr. O.J. Dixon wants.
I am Dr. O.J. Dixon, medical doctor by profession, and candidate, parliamentary candidate for North Central Clarendon. I just wanted to make a quick comment because I'm going to leave to a workers' meeting. But I heard some of the comments and questions, and it's really something that in medical practice, it's my experience where, parents literally and their children suffer because there's not enough support from the state. When I heard the gentleman that just spoke, a lady from one of my divisions, Moko, comes to mind, that she comes to me so often. She's trying to get a child on PATH. He has cerebral palsy. He's now about 13 or 14 because he has certainly aged out of the pediatric population where hospital is concerned. So he's certainly about 13 or 14 and she has been trying for years and unable to get, that child on PATH. So it's certainly something that I hope that the People's National Party, my party, can look into. Right? And it's commendable that we're having a forum like this because I've never really seen this form part of any political campaign as far back as I can remember. And to add one further comment, there's something I'm passionate about persons with disabilities and special needs. I've been involved in working with autism support for the past 10 years since I was in university and continue to do so. So when I win, I'll be not just an advocate for North Central Clarendon, but an advocate for persons with disabilities. And Comrade Leader and Comrade Julian, the early simulation program is something I really want us to look into when we go to office. I have patients that I refer and they come to the next visit, they can't get onto the program, the next one and the next one. And it says early stimulation, 0 to 6 years. And you find that some of them age right out of that program without being able to benefit. The accessibility, the disability fund as well, the accessibility of screening. Again, I refer my patients time and again, and it's almost hell for them to get the necessary screening assessment done because you first have to formally diagnose before you can get access to the different, assistance programs, etc. You have to diagnose before I can refer to a child psychologist when I suspect ADHD, for example. But we're just not having that done because so many children, so many parents are not able to afford, and some who are able to afford, there's a backlog when it comes on to accessing. So it's something I'm really looking forward to us you know, dealing with when we form office in another few weeks to make sure that persons who have these particular challenges aren't suffering just because you were either born different or acquired something as you became older. So that's just my comment to add, and I said you can look forward to having an advocate like me in Parliament for all of you.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous people. Same way. Man, big up hot water channel, no ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.